Form 5 Biology, Chapter 14, Under the Ecosystem, the second part, Feeding Relationships. Objectives of this lesson: to understand the concepts of food chains, food webs, ecological pyramids, to understand the transfer of substances and energy along a food chain, and to know why only about 10% of energy is transferred from one trophic level to the next. Food chain. What is a food chain? Food chain is the simplest way of showing feeding relationships within an ecosystem. So you can see some food chain and the arrow means is eaten by. So for example, in the example 1, the fruit is eaten by a rabbit and rabbit is eaten by a fox. In a food chain, there are some levels. We call them as trophic levels. So we can define trophic levels as the different stages in a food chain. What are those stages? First stage, most important, producer. Who's the producer? Yes, producer is a plant, because we know that plant only can undergo photosynthesis and they only can produce food. Next stages are known as consumers. Why is that? Yes, we know that other stages are most of the time they are animals, and animals are consuming other organism. The organism who is depend on the plant is known as primary consumer. So primary consumer is an animal which eats the producer. So we call them as herbivore. Those who consume the primary consumer, known as secondary consumer. So secondary consumer eats the primary consumer. We call them as carnivore. Okay. Mainly these stages are there in the simple food chain. But there are some more consumers in complex food chains. We call them as tertiary consumer, quaternary consumer. Likewise, we can categorize the consumers. Now look at this. Yes, we know that plant is the producer of the food chain. Plant gets energy from the sunlight. So sun is the main source of energy in the food chain. Then you can see that an animal, a herbivore, who eat a plant. So we call them as primary consumer. And you can see, yes, some carnivores, they feed on another organism. So we call them as carnivores. Let's label this food chain using the trophic levels. Okay, the fruit, what is the trophic level? Producer. Then rabbit and fox, they are consumers. Okay, then we can tell that rabbit depends on the producer. So rabbit is the primary consumer and fox is depend on primary consumer or rabbit. So we can call as secondary consumer. Now tell me how many trophic levels in this food chain? Producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer. There are 3 trophic levels. In this food chain, sunflower is the producer. Then snail, frog and fox, they are the consumers. So snail, what is the trophic level? Yes, it is depend on the producer. So trophic level is the primary consumer. Frog, yes, you know, it is the secondary consumer. Now there's another trophic level. So the Animal who depends on the secondary consumer is known as tertiary consumer. Okay, how many trophic levels are there? Producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. There are 4 trophic levels. Look at this food chain. This is a marine food chain, and you can see that primary producer, primary consumer, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and another level is there, quaternary consumers. So how many trophic levels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 trophic levels are there. And you can see that the last level, quaternary consumer, we call them as the top carnivore because nothing eats the fish in that level. So we can call that fish who depends on the tertiary consumer is quaternary consumer, and this fish is called as the top carnivore. What is a food web? When all the food chains in an ecosystem are joined up together, they form a food web. Look at this example. You can see that there are a lot of food chains. For example, see some of the food chains. Green plant, mouse, snake, kite. Green plant, rabbit, wildcat, lion. Green plant, goat, lion. Likewise, there are so many food chains in a food web. Okay, this is an ocean food web. It is also very complex, and you can see that there are so many food chains in the ocean food web. Okay, now I am going to ask some simple questions from this food web. This is about the prediction. We should be able to predict how changes in the number of an organism in one food chain in a food web affect another organism in another food chain. Okay, if I ask like that, if the snail population were to decline, what could happen to the earthworm population? Now you may be confused because there's no any relationship between snail and earthworm. Then, but you can see that oak leaves, that is the food source for both. Snail feeds on oak leaves, earthworm feeds on oak leaves. So if there are no snails, you can see that then there's less competition for earthworm. Only vole is there as the competitor, other than that no one. So earthworm can get more food than earlier. So you can tell that earthworm population could increases. But you can argue like that. Yes, you can tell that earthworm population is decreasing. How? Yes, now we have to look at the other side, the predators of the organism. Now, earlier hedgehog feeds on both snail and earthworm. Now for hedgehog, now no snails are there, less snails are there. So, as food, to complete that food, they feed on more earthworm. So, earthworm population could decrease according to that. Likewise, you can argue. So, one of you can tell that the numbers could remain same. Why is that? Yes, in one case they can increase by feeding more oak leaves. On the other way, hedgehog feeds on earthworm, so the population is decreasing. So they can balance by both situations. Now let's learn about ecological pyramids. What are ecological pyramids? they are diagrams that represent the relative amounts of organisms at each trophic level in a food chain. In a food chain, we are showing the feeding relationship of organisms in an ecosystem. From the ecological pyramids, we can show the amount of organisms present at each trophic level. There are two main types. First one, pyramid of numbers. It represents the number of organisms in each trophic level. The other type is pyramid of biomass. It shows the total mass of the organisms in each trophic level. Look at this food chain. Clover is eaten by snails, snail is eaten by a thrush, thrush is eaten by a hawk. Okay, now we are going to draw the ecological pyramids. Okay, in the pyramid there's a bottom line. Bottom, who's in the bottom line? It is the producer. So who's the producer in this food chain? Yes, being a plant, clover is the producer. So it sits at the bottom of the pyramid. Now when we think about the energy, what happened to the energy or what happened to the mass? Now compare to this clover, the mass of the snail should be lower, and also the amount compared to the clover plants, the snail population should be lower. Okay, so let's see how to draw the pyramid. Snail, you can see that the number pyramid and the mass pyramid both look same. The other stage, thrush. Okay, you can see the thrush feeds on the snail. Compared to the number of snails, the thrush population should be low. And also we know that energy lost from one level to the next, then the mass of the thrush also should be lower. This is the stage thrush, and next stage is hawk. Okay, thrush feeds on plenty of snails, and also a hawk in turn eats plenty of thrushes. So the hawk population is very small, and also the biomass, if we consider about the compared to the thrush population, the mass of the hawk also less. So this is the pyramid, ecological pyramid, that means pyramid of number and the pyramid of biomass for this food chain. Look at this example. Oak tree, insects, woodpecker. Okay, you know about the oak tree. You can see the oak tree. It is a large tree and millions of insects can feed on that oak tree. Then what about the woodpecker? Yes, a single woodpecker can feed on so many insects. So let's see how to draw the number ecological pyramids, that means pyramid of numbers and pyramid of bio. Again, look at this food chain, oak tree, insects, woodpecker. Now you can see pyramid of numbers. It is not actually pyramid in shape. Why is that? We know that there's only one oak tree. So the bottom, but it is at the bottom line as the producer, but only one oak tree. But there are millions of insects feed on that oak tree. So that primary consumer, the second stage is larger than the first stage. Then what about the woodpecker? Yes, one woodpecker can feed on hundreds of insects. So that is also compared to the insect bar, that is a small one. Look at the pyramid of biomass. It shows the normal pyramid shape. Why is that? We know the mass of the oak tree. So what is the meaning of biomass? Yes, biomass is the total mass of the organism. So we know it is very large tree, so it has a highest mass. Compared to that, snail has lower mass and also woodpecker has the least mass. So the pyramid of biomass shows the pyramid shape. Why do diagrams of feeding relationships are pyramid in shape? Okay, let's look at this diagram. You can see that there are some arrows toward the cow and there are some arrows away from the cow. We know that the bottom line of the pyramid is belong to producer. But next trophic level, the bar size is not same to the producer. It is common to next level too. Why is that? That means the energy from the plant, total energy from the plant cannot absorb by the cow. The reasons are, yes, can you suggest some reason? Yes, we know that some parts of the grass are not eaten. For example, cows are not eating roots of the grasses. So they don't get the whole energy. And also some parts are not digested. So they remove as feces. And also some of the material absorbed form excretory products such as urine. And also there are some ways that they lost the energy. For example, by respiration, when they move. So for the muscle activities, they need energy. So the energy received by the cow is not passed into the next stage. That's why the energy diagrams, that diagrams of feeding relationships are not showing the same sizes in each level. So they show pyramid shape. Okay, this diagram shows the flow of energy in a food chain. Okay, sun is the source of energy for all the food chains. From the sun, some of the energy received by the plant through photosynthesis. Now, as an example, they have given that 1000 kilocalorie received by the plant. Now, when the rabbit feeds on the plant, you can see that only 100 kilocalories are passed into the rabbit. Then, next stage, for the secondary consumer, from the 100, only 10 kilocalories are passing. Then, for the decomposer or the worm, receive only 1 kilocalorie. So by using this diagram, what you can see? Yes, from each stages, from one trophic level to another trophic level, the energy lost as heat. And also you can see only about 10% of the energy entering a trophic level is passed on to the next trophic level. That means there's a loss of energy. So in worm only receives 0.1 of the energy produced by the plant. That is the reason for limiting the number of trophic levels. Now most of the food chain, they have only 3 or 4 trophic levels. That is the reason for limiting the number. Okay, now you can do some exercises in your student book, page number 201 and 202, question 367. These are some references to YouTube videos. You can get further knowledge by using this. We are at the end of the lesson. So thank you very much.